Hello and welcome back to our second show of this little bit chilly Thursday afternoon, and welcome. You are all very welcome here this afternoon, and we hope you've had a good morning so far. I hope if it has been snowing or it is snowing, you're keeping safe and warm wherever you are. Our snow's definitely going down to mush, so that's definitely going to look good for going home unless it starts to freeze. If it starts to freeze, then we're in trouble. But as it stands, it's looking a little bit better for going home later tonight. So I hope you're keeping warm wherever you are and the weather is being kind to you too. Right, enough of that. This, like I say, this is our second show. It is the last day of November. How did that happen? Somebody please tell me, how did that happen? How can it be the last day of November already? December the 1st tomorrow. So we're doing our Reloaded. So we're bringing back what's left of all the best deals of the month. And wow, have we had some amazing, amazing deals this month. Now, I'm going to stand here, I'm going to read your comments, I'm going to show you some of the bundles, I'm going to give you the prices, but the lady that's going to be doing all the hard work today, on the other side of the studio, she's been cleaning up and tidying up. Jan, hello.
Hello. Yeah, that 2 hours just disappeared, didn't
it?
We put the world to rights. We've had a bit of something to eat and a drink, and we're all good to go. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes,
looking forward to this. We've got so many deals on this afternoon, so yes, can't wait to get started.
Excellent.
I've even got a few demos to throw in there as well. I know it's sort of a sales show, but I thought we'll still put a couple of demos in.
We need a demo
just
of
to
the
keep
show.
it ticking over.
Exactly, exactly. So it is still Dean and Charlotte in the office. Julia is flooring, but she's just had to pop out to get some stuff for Jan for her shows for next week from the warehouse, but she will be back so if we need anything. Talking of which, I'm going to show you something that our Julia's made in a bit. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, and now we have got both Rachel and Becky on the comments today. So Becky is going to be starting doing some comments, so she's on with Rachel today. So yeah, so we should be able to get your comments through doubly fast today. So yeah, so please send them through, and one of the two ladies will send them over in our direction. It's lovely to know you're with us. And as I said earlier, if anything that I'm showing you, you have got already, because as we said, these are all the things that have been coming out during the month, then please let us know. Let us know which has been your favourite launch of the month. If you bought something and you're thinking, oh, I've got a little bit stuck, I'm not sure what to do with this or how I should do this, or, you know, cut and emboss, which order should I be doing it in, then send us a comment, and between Jan and I'm sure we'll be able to solve any problems that you have. So that'll be really good. Right, the comments are just slow coming through, but they'll be here. But in a minute, we've just got Carletta. She said, hello, everyone from Arkansas. So, hello, Carletta. Glad to have you with us, and the rest of the comments will be coming through in a minute. So I am going to start with the first item whilst those comments go. Oh, they're coming, there we go. Ping, just as I looked. Right, I mentioned these earlier. These are our make and send pads. They are absolutely a brilliant way to craft. If perhaps you want some crafting on the go, or you think to yourself, I always need some craft in case I forget a card, an occasion, or I get a last minute invite to go somewhere, these are always brilliant. Perhaps you're not invested in a die cutting machine yet, so you know, when we show you all the dies, the embossing folders, you think, they're not quite for me because I've not already got there. Well, these might be the craft that works for you. So you're going to get two pads. You're going to get your everyday and your winter wishes as well. So how they work, it's 32 sheets, and 16 of those sheets are your card and toppers, and then 16 of the sheets are your inserts, envelopes, and some more borders. So if I show you the first one, this is the everyday. There's your card blank. You're going to fold it in half. You can even see where it folds. And then you have got all of these toppers. These are all pre-die cut. This bit has to be cut with your trimmer. Just check out our new paper trimmer, £11.79 or something madness like that. So you might want to add that in. You get the borders that you trim off, but then all of these are pre-die cut. Now, I defy you, if you think about that, this is going to fold in half, look there. All of those are not going to fit on that card base. So we talk about you being able to make 16 cards from each of these packs with an insert, with an envelope and all the toppers. You're going to have so many toppers left over. My advice to you is get yourself a cello bag or something similar, and when you finish a sheet, just pop out all of the extra toppers and pop them in. So you're going to get three, what's that? That's, what have I got there? I've got two so far. I think it's going to be 4, 3 and 4. You get 4 of each design, and then you get 4 of these. So these are the envelopes, the borders and the inserts. They're all going in there. And I love these. They're double-sided. Look at that. It's as gorgeous on the back as it is on the front. So this is the front of the envelope. You can see the name panel, and on the back, which is going to be the insert, so that's going to be your, oops, sorry, I lifted it up. That's going to be the little flap. That's decorated as well, so it's absolutely gorgeous. So the everyday, you've got that gorgeous one with the balloons. You've got this lovely one here in those gorgeous mustards with the inserts and envelopes. You've got this one, the blues with the T and the envelopes. And then finally, you've got this gorgeous one here in these gorgeous greens and purples, and again, all of these toppers. So that is the everyday, and then you're also going to get winter wishes, which works in exactly the same way, but the colour palette on this is exquisite. Look at that. It's all got this vintage hue. Card base, toppers, now, card bases and toppers are 250 GSM, and your pattern papers like this, because it's going to be making your inserts and your envelopes, are 180 GSM. So they're still good weight, and again, they're still decorated on the back. So you're going to get 4 different designs. Like I say, the colour palette on this is beautiful. You've got your poinsettia with your poinsettia bits there. You've got these pieces here with all the baubles. If I can find the inserts, there you go, inserts and envelopes just there. And even the back of the card bits are decorated, look. And then finally, if I can turn the right one over, you've also got, oh, look at him, isn't he gorgeous? And the tree on the back and all those designs and the envelopes as well. So plenty to be crafting there. You're going to make 32 cards, 32 envelopes, 32 inserts, and dozens and dozens and dozens of toppers. All of those are coming in at £35 or $44. You're saving 20% if you're not in the Club Inspire. If you are in Club Inspire and you're at Platinum, it's going to drop right down to £28, $35.20. It's less than £1 per card, envelope and insert, which I think is phenomenal, phenomenal value. So yeah, make sure you pick those up today, because they might not be 20% off tomorrow. So yeah, make sure, oh, I've forgotten something. Today, and it ends at midnight today, there's a free gift. Every order, regardless of value, there's no minimum spend, you are going to get a free Spectrum Noir sampler pack. You're going to get a Classique pen, an Illustrator and an Aqua pen. Your Classique is in fuchsia, your Illustrator is in true black, and your Aqua is in aqua marine. Absolutely perfect. Every order you place today gets you the sampler pack. Brilliant, brilliant value. So make sure you pop your orders in. Those definitely won't be available tomorrow. Right, Jan, we were a bit excited about these earlier, weren't we?
I know. We've got a set of 4 now. I've even got the goggles on so I can see the screen look now. It's going to read much better.
She means business.
So yeah, these are our Spectrum Noir Pro colour kits, and we'll go through each one, but these are a set of 4 that we've got for you today at $89.97 or $119.97, with quite a fantastic saving on there. If you look at that price that's ruled out in red, you're saving nearly £30 or nearly $40 on those today, and you've got 4 separate kits. Platinum price £71.98 or $95.98, and these are very similar to the ones that we showed you this morning in their makeup, but different designs. So if we just go through each one in turn, we have got our Adventures in Colour, and they consist of the same kind of makeup. So you have got alcohol markers in here, you've got the fine liner in there, you've also got the artwork for you to colour. And again, if I spin this round, you can see the colours. So you can see across the top here the colours, and those have all been chosen for the particular theme. So you can see along here we've got lots of sort of faces and big hair and things like that, and you've got them in that black outline and again in that grey scale, so that you've got the 2 different ways to actually colour with. QR code on the back there for you to scan so that you can actually access those tips and tricks for colouring, but absolutely gorgeous if you wanted to buy the either for yourself or as a gift, if you've got a crafty friend that's that you could gift to. And then we've also got, let me put that one down, I'm not as good at moving all this product around, so we've now got, oh, that one's open, we've got the manga comic and heroes. So again, same format, different theme. So they all consist of, I'm fairly certain they've all got your classics and illustrators in, and then you've got that art liner for any fine detail. And again, on the back, you've got the colour palette there, and you can see that same format with the imagery. So 6 different designs, some in black and some in the grayscale, so 12 in total there. So that one is your manga. We've then got the Way of the Samurai. So again, very, very different themes in these. I think there's some really, really unusual ones. Again, you can see across here that sort of array of different pens that we've got in there. These are all alcohol colouring that we're showing you at the minute. And again, you've got that colour palette across the back with the artwork there, and the same access with each kit. So if you gifted any of these, you've got the access to that detail, those details online. And then the last one we've got is Celestial Maidens. So again, they've all got that sort of comic book kind of look to them. And the colours have been chosen, you know, to represent that sort of theme. But you can see again, the illustrators with those beautiful brush nibs. You've got the classic pens with the chisel nibs on there. So different applications depending on how large an area you're colouring. And again, you've got a different colour palette on the back there with that set of imagery and that QR code again for you to actually access that sort of extra tips and tricks on how to get the best from your colouring. So absolutely stunning as far as a set's concerned. You know, this could actually be 4 separate Christmas presents. If you've got people in mind for this kind of thing, you know, you've actually got 4 separate gifts there. And like I said, at platinum level, $71.98 or $95.98. So really, really good price. You know, when you think you're getting 24 pieces in each set, so that's a 96 element in total for the whole set of 4 there. By Spectrum Noir, which obviously is our colour sort of umbrella within Crafters Companion. Any of you that know that have used our pens before, you'll know the quality of those for bringing out that colour in the imagery. Absolutely gorgeous.
They really are. And when it's on a buy 3 get 1 free, it's even better as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm just trying to work and make sure I've got that right. Yes, it is buy 3 get 1 free. So that's a better deal too. Few comments coming through. Keep up with them before, otherwise I'll end up with a massive backlog. Stephanie says, hello, Jan, Corrine, Rachel, Becky, CTV team and friends from Farmingdale, New Jersey. Well, hello, Stephanie. Samantha Cheney says, hello, everyone. Hope you are all having a great Thursday. Yes, we are. We've, like I said, put the worlds to right. We've had some lunch. And, yeah, we're ready to go again. Lynn Morton says, good afternoon, all you lovely crafters. Good afternoon, Lynn. Melanie D says, hello again. Mary Beth Dore says, hi, everyone. Taking a break from Christmas cards to see what happens here. Well, I hope we meet your expectations. Janice Sutton, it says, good morning from East Virginia. I absolutely love when Jan is on. I feel like I learned so much. Well, you're not alone. That's exactly how I feel, Janice. And Mary Pat 1000 says, good morning, everyone from Montana. Well, thank you, everyone, for coming through. We're in the afternoon. Some of you are still in the morning. Yeah, if you're in the US, I suppose it is. It's 10 a.m. Eastern Coast and 7 a.m. Pacific time. So, yes, yeah, you just keep getting your comments through. Yeah, I understand Rachel and Becky are asking you about the snow, so let us know if it is snowing where you are, because yeah, it's not very nice here. Okay, I'm going to show you the next amazing deal we've got on. Now, I don't think you'll be offended if I say this. I was told this has been called Debbie in a Dress.
Debbie in a Dress.
Debbie in a Dress.
The neon.
The neon pack. It's like, oh, it's like...
She'd wear all of those as Prince, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she'd wear all of these. She'd have no problem.
Absolutely.
Do you think if we opened her wardrobe, this is what it would look like?
Absolutely. Yeah, she would agree totally.
Absolutely. Look at these. Now, these are double-sided papers, neon in colour. They are the most amazing designs. I'm loving these. Now, this pack has clearly been used because there's 2 of every design, if that's right. Yes, there's 2 of every design, and I've only got 1 of some of these. I'm loving this. Look at this. It's like mock croc with wonderful neon colours. Now, when you look at that, and then you look at the back is as if you've taken the top layer off. They're very, very clever. I love this one too, with that little cheetah print, the stripes. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got, look at the colours on these. Aren't they beautiful? Now, absolutely gorgeous. They're going to work with your other colours. They're going to work with your blacks. They're going to do everything. A black card is really going to make it pop. Black and white, really brilliant to mat and layer these. Now, you saw those in the 12 by 12, and you're also going to get exactly the same design in the 6 by 6. And I'll just show you. If you look what we do with the 6 by 6, let me find that one. Let me find that one. There we go. Can you see how the print has been downsized? So you're still getting everything that you would get on that 12 by 12. You're now getting in a 6 by 6 design. So that's a really good description, Dean. He said compressed, and it really is. So the 12 by 12 design has been, I'm going to use that one from going forward, it's been compressed down onto your 6 by 6 sheet. So if you want both of those, you're going to save over 10% because they're £25 or $35 today. Your platinum price is £20 or $28. There you go. Right, there we go. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I was going to show you these quickly, how to use them. I'm going to show you samples. Look at this. So using the front and the back design, making your boxes. Now these are 300 GSM, so they're absolutely perfect for your construction. Look at this. Who's made this one? I thought it was. It's a Sandy one. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? A little satchel. I bet that opens as well. Yeah, it does look. Wow. There you go. No, you wouldn't take that out in the rain, do you? Wouldn't take that out in the rain at all. But if you want to use it on your cards, you can. Oh, how cute is that? Animals with attitude. And then we've got this lovely little gift bag. Oh, there we go. Look, you can put something in. A present, gift cards, and a little bit of money, however you want to use it. Absolutely amazing. Like I say, both of those pads, 2 pads for £20 or $28 if you are platinum. So definitely worth picking up while we've still got it. Because don't forget, you're also going to get your pens absolutely free in that. There you go. Right, Jan, have you got, oh, you've got the other pad.
I've got the Ombre glitter over here.
Oh my
goodness. Anybody that loves our encapsulated glitter card, we've now got it in a 12 by 12 pad, but not only is it glitter card, you've got that ombre design on it. So I'm going to go through it. It's a 24-piece pad. There are 4 different designs, so you're going to get 6 of each sheet. 210 GSM, which means it's you know, good enough weight for construction as well if you want to make like box lids and things like that. I wouldn't waste it on a box base. Do the box base in a plain card and then use this as the lid. But let's just have a quick flick through because these are absolutely stunning. I'm going to see if we can get this on and get our Charlotte on camera. Look at this.
Do you know, that's exactly what I did when I used that on Hobby Maker the other day. I did a black base.
Yeah,
and then I used it on the lid.
For the lid. So you can see how this runs through from that lovely sort of pinky lilac down through the blue lilac into almost like a deep blue at the bottom here. So there are 6 sheets of this one. I'm not going to flick through them because there are 1 or 2 missing. I think we've had some pesky...
Do you know, that's my favourite.
People snipping into it. But then you've got that gorgeous rainbow effect there. And again, just look at that shimmer and glitter on it. It's gorgeous. And it's all encapsulated. There's no glitter comes off when you're using it. No glitter. There's nothing worse than when you open a card, take it out of the envelope and you just get showered in glitter there. So that was number 2. Number 3, that pink into the turquoise again. So you've got that lovely ombre effect where it almost mixes in the middle. There's like a lilac strip in the middle where the 2 colours mix down into that lovely tealy turquoisey colour at the bottom there. And then the final one, you've got the pink again down into the green. So that beautiful ombre effect, but having it in a 12 by 12 just gives you that scope to make that, if you are making boxes and things like that, to make that larger box than what we can get out of an A4 sheet. So yeah, 24 sheets in total, 210 GSM, 4 different designs that I've just shown you, 6 of each one. And that's coming to you for $14.99 or $19.95. Now, I've been previously where I've bought sheets of A4 glitter cardstock and they've been £1 a sheet. Yeah, so you're looking at £24 just straight off without any questions asked. And this is 12 by 12, not the A4. So platinum price there, even better. Look at that, $11.99. Or $15.96. So again, bringing that price down again, it means, you know, that you can actually use it. I know we get pads like this, and I'm the same. I'm like, oh, I don't want to cut into it. I don't want to waste it, but they're there to be used. So whether you're using this as a background for something, if you think about all those lovely enchanted collections, I know we were just talking about the mermaid collection, that would look gorgeous on that rainbow one. And again, whether it's a background, whether it's a box lid, whether it's just an accent, you know, if you've got a little sliver of it left, it might just be an accent on a card just to highlight it. So yeah, lots and lots of different ways to use it, but coming to you for less than £12, less than $16 if you're at Platinum. Just absolutely gorgeous to add to your stash.
Absolutely fantastic, thank you. I do love that. Everyone gets very excited with those. Right, few more comments. We've got Lynn Morton said, CTV team, it is very cold here, you are right. Been having snow on and off for the last 2 days here in Newcastle. Yeah, I got up here, we're not far from Newcastle last night, and it was snowing, and it's been snowing all day. Sarah Brown says, no snow here, it's going into summer here next week. We'll be in the 30s for most of the week. Stay safe out there if you get a lot of snow. Oh yeah, Sarah Brown's in Australia, isn't she? Oh, I'm not envious at all there. And Kirsty D said, we have had snow on and off all day here, sometimes quite heavy, but it's freezing in between snow showers, which is making it very slippy outside. Well, do you know what the answer to that is, Kirsty? Stay inside and watch us. Just saying, just saying. If it's slippy outside, stay inside. Oh, Stephanie Theodos has just ordered another Ombre glitter card pack. You won't regret that, Stephanie. And she thought those were some outstanding samples using the neon. Yep. There we go. Right, so I'm going to show you something. Now, this was a Black Friday deal, but unfortunately, the little desk vacuum sold out, so we've had to break it up. And now we've got it as individuals. But some of the prices are so heavily reduced, so you're still getting equivalent of the Black Friday deals. So these are our new refillable tape pens. You're going to get 12 tape pens. You're going to get 12, no you're not, you're going to get 6 in the dotty and 6 in the straight. And they come just like this. So there you go, you've got those. Now, dotty is now purple, straight is now pink. I like that, easily to differentiate them. And what you're also going to get is you're going to get 5 of each of the refills as well. So that's absolutely perfect. And the great thing is you've got the little guard on here, that way around, Corrine, so that your tape is protected. You've got the little cover on here which separates apart so that once it's empty, oops, you can then pop in your new refill just like that. So like I said, you're going to have 5 refills for the dotty, 5 refills for the straight, and I nearly forgot, these now have 30 metres on them, unlike our old tape pens, which had 22 metres. So you're getting an extra 8 metres per tape pen. So in total, you're going to get 360 metres of tape pen, which I just think is amazing because it's going to last so long. And then just that little bit more, you know, you've all been asking for refillable tape pens. I'll sort that out in a minute. And that's what we've given you, so that's brilliant. The next one I want to show you, and our Jan says hopefully she's going to be able to show you a little bit of colouring with these later, is our brand new 100 pen pack. These are from Violet Studios. They are your dual-ended markers. So you've got the brush end and the more detailed end on the other end. You've got, they're water-based, but you have got the most amazing rainbow of colours. I have to take it out to show you. If I show you these, look at the colours. You're going from these gorgeous purples, greys and browns, some pinks, greens and all the colours in between through to your corals and reds. Then you're coming through these lovely pinks, greens and into the lighter blues. We've got a black, we've got all the different browns and rusts. What's the word I'm thinking of? I can't think. What's that? What colours would you... Near there, my hand. Tan, that's a good, I thought you said tan, yeah, really good. Into the yellows and, you know, sunflowers and all of those. And then these beautiful darker blues, oranges, and some more neutrals at the end, just there. 100 colours. This is absolutely gorgeous. They are different to our aqua pens, but they are water-based. And our Jan is going to show you later how to use those. And I just love the range of colours. You can still put them down on your glass mat, pick them up with water brush, pick them up with your sparkle pen, you know, you could put them direct in your paper. It's entirely up to you. $34.99, $41.99 is a brilliant price. You're saving over £15, $18 before we start. Then your platinum price is taking it down to $27.99 or $33.56. That is, I'm trying to work that out. Is that 27 pence per, nearly 28p per pen? That's right, yeah, 28p per pen. Wow, that is amazing, amazing value. So I'll sort that one out as well in a minute. And the next one I want to show you is our paper trimmer. Now, our Jan showed you exactly earlier in the last show how brilliant this is. It says 3 by 12 inches. That's just when it's folded up. You've got the extendable arm taking it to 14¼ inches. It is a V-blade one, so you can control where you want to cut. You can use it to gut or take out the centre of your card. You can make frames with it. You can cut down your card. Remember, it is a paper trimmer. That's what it's been designed for. So make sure, you know, it is for cutting your papers. But instead of being nearly £20, today $13.99 or $17.46. Platinum price, £11.19. I said $11.79, so it's even better, or $13.97. It's really, really portable. It's really, really convenient. And now I've started with a paper trimmer of this quality and this size. I use mine all the time. It cuts beautifully, but it's a V-blade trimmer, so it doesn't self-sharpen. So you need to, my top tip would be pop in a pack of replacement blades. The replacement blades are sold separately. You get a dual pack. So make sure you pick these up because they're only $3.99 today. And you can pick those up and you've got 2 blades. As our Jan was saying earlier, she saves her blunter blades for cutting out thicker card and things like that, things that you're going to coat and cover, and then just use the nice sharpened ones. It just pops out down the bottom. There's a little gap you can see. So yeah, pop 2 of those in, then you know you're going to get perfect cutting all of the time. $3.99, $5.95, or platinum price of £3.19. $4.76, and make sure you pop those in. So there have been some amazing deals. Yet we don't have it as one big bundle, but you can make up your own bundle if you wanted to. Jay Pressy said, love the scatter and border dies. Yep, those are the ones we showed you earlier. Carolyn says, I am late because I didn't get my notification. Time to catch up. Grumpy face. Well, it's good to have you here. Now you're here, Carolyn. We're glad you're with us. Even if it is a bit later, you'll be able to catch up later, but please stay with us for the rest of the show because it's going to be a good one. Right, now, we talk about your platinum price down here, but there'll be some new people that might not know much about Club Inspire. So I'm going to give you a little VT to tell you all about Club Inspire. It's going to come shooting in, and then you can find out about Club Inspire, and we'll be back in 3 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at Craft Wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lottie for his charm and skill. They went quite potty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
I say it every time, that is my favourite one of Ben's songs. I love his voice on that. Yeah. Because, I mean, Ben does so many...
Anyway, but Ben's version of it, and then just looking back at all the different shots, we were just saying some of those were over in the old studio. It brings back many memories. It does.
It does. Okay, right. So the next one we're going to show you is something that Sheena brought to you in November. And that's our bold butterflies. It's a 4-piece collection. When I say 4-piece, it's a 4 set because you're getting a lot more pieces in each one. What you're going to get is you're going to get these gorgeous, large or bold butterflies and the smaller butterflies, a couple of sentiments, but you're also going to get the dies. Now the dies come split, so that means that you can have these coming over the edge of your card, or you can pop the dies together and cut them out just like that. So that one is swallowtail butterfly. Yep, that is a swallowtail, definitely. The next one we've got is the monarch butterfly. Loving those, and you'll recognise these, you know, all the time. So you've got those. Then you've got peacock butterfly. Beautiful with the little dots on. And then finally you have got the red admiral butterfly as well. There we go. And then if I show you a couple of samples, I'm loving this. So you've got this one that we've got coming off the page. We've used the background and we've put that one on. We've heat embossed so that you can do that sort of white resist technique on there. Look at this one. Isn't that beautiful? Coming off the page.
That looks real, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? So beautiful. And if you don't want to use the dies, I say just in such a you can just use them as stamps, can't you? Absolutely beautiful. I just love all of these. So many different ways to use it. I'm just going to see if I can see one where they've used, there we go, look. They've used the 1/2 of the die just to cut one side of the butterfly, cut one side in and one side out. That was what I was trying to find. Oh, I know, I just had to show you another one. There we go. Aren't those colours absolutely gorgeous? Now, if you want all 4 pieces, so that's going to give you the 4 large butterflies and all the small butterflies and all the dies and all the sentiments. So that's 23 stamps and 12 dies. It's £60 or $70. But your platinum price always feels like a lovely big jump, doesn't it? It's gone right down to £48 or $56. So yeah, make sure you pick those up today because those are absolutely beautiful. And I know a lady over there that's going to show you how wonderful they look when you use them.
Honestly, these, it's like, who doesn't love? It's like crafters are known for the love of a butterfly. So yeah, Sheena was right on the dot with these, absolutely. The fact that we've got 4 different designs, different types of butterfly. I just love the size of them, and then to have those little ones as accents. Now, I'm not actually going to use the metal work. I'm going to, again, do something a little bit different with them. So I've chosen the swallowtail. Just any of them will work for what I'm going to do with them. And like you said, Corrine, I'm going to do the stamping as opposed to the die cutting. And we had a lady called Lynn earlier that asked about, you know, colouring. Was it okay to just colour a block colour rather than doing all the shading? And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to bring in those beautiful water-based pens from Violet Studio. So I'm going to do a bit of stamping first. I'm going to pop the dies to one side, and then we're actually going to just add a bit of colour. I'm going to show you how they, you know, how simple they are. And then of course I've got one that's already finished. So I've got a piece of base card because I'm going to over stamp over the edges just to protect my mat a little bit. And then I've got a piece of multi-purpose card. You can use watercolour card for this, but I just wanted that nice smooth finish on here. And then I'm going to take my stamps. I'm going to start off with the large one. And again, just looking at this, I'm just going to pop it on my mat, and we're looking at about 5 inches across the wingspan by approximately 3. So again, you know, if I put that on my hand, it's a good size stamp. So I'm going to use this one to start off with, and funnily enough, I'm not using my stamping block today. I'm going to use the rocker blocks because I'm going to move and stamp in different places.
Right,
so we're technically going to create our own background with it. Now, again, I always say at this stage, think about, if you're going to use a colouring medium, think about what that is, because you then need to choose your correct ink. So because those Violet Studio pens are water-based, I need my waterproof dye ink. Okay, so it's got the water brush on just to show you, and I'm using Flagstone. As a lot of you know, that's my sort of go-to rather than the jet black. So again, inking up the stamp, give it a good application of ink, and if you're using the rocker blocks, just avoid the 2 heels on them. It doesn't matter if you get ink on this flat surface, but just to miss those heels. And I'm just going to be doubly sure because I've just grabbed this one out of the box, so I just want to make sure that there's nothing on those either side there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp off the edge of my piece of cardstock, which is why I've got this one underneath. So I'm just going to position it sort of half on, half off, and then literally give this a good press off the other side. So we've got some of it on the card and some of it off the card. And then I'm going to ink up and do this again with the large one. I'm not going to do the whole thing because obviously I don't want to take over the whole show with one demo, but you'll see where I'm going with it.
That impression is amazing.
Pardon?
That impression is so good.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? Again, I'm going to come to that opposite corner and just take it down that edge, and I'm going to do the same again. So I find it helps to be stood over this. So when we're stood demoing, it does work really well. And you can see how we're getting that impression on there. And then again, I'm going to leave that one for now. I did do a couple more with the large butterfly, but I just want to bring in the small ones. Now you can see, I always know when I've got the right stamping inks because the waterproof ink is actually a solvent-based ink, and it will stain your stamp, but it doesn't damage it. These are beautiful photopolymer stamps, nice and thick. You're going to get a great impression, but the ink will stain if you're using that waterproof ink. I'm not too worried about that. Cleaned it up. That's as good as it gets from my point of view. And then I'm just going to bring in those little ones as well. So we've got 3 different sizes. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to use the little one as well. So you can see how they all come down in that gradient of size. So I'm going to put this one on. I'm going to stick with the same rocker block, and then I'm just going to fill in a couple of the gaps, and then I want to show you those pens. So again, I'm turning them all different directions. Bring your hands to the middle and stamp on and off there. And we'll do another one of those a little bit further down. So we'll go down that side. And you can see how I'm sort of creating my own background with the stamps there. So again, just a little bit of a clean up. If you've got your stamp cleaner, absolutely perfect for this. Again, pop that little one on, and we can take it another step further by just filling in a bit more of the space with the little one there. Oops, okay, and then again, put one a bit further down. So I'm just sort of offsetting them so that I've got them at either side there. And then the only thing I've missed off is on the one that I've coloured already. I've got a bit more of the large one in the two corners, but you get the idea with it then. And then our lovely Jamie has been and found me a set of those gorgeous marker pens, which I've just popped downstairs. Where did I put them? There they are. Here we go. So yeah, we've got this gorgeous set of pens. So what I'm going to do is move my stamping pad out of the way. I'm going to pop the stamp back on there so that I don't lose it. And then, you know, it's like, where do you start? Where do you start? There is such a beautiful selection of colours in here. It's a case of what do you want to go for? So the first thing I suggested when I first saw these was that it would be an advantage, even though there is a key on the back here of the box, I would be making a colour swatch chart for these. So depending on what kind of paper you're going to use, if you're going to work on your multi-purpose card, do your colour chart on multi-purpose. If you're going to work on watercolour card, make your colour chart on watercolour card so that you can see what you look like. And just do each one. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just literally be a scribble so that you've got that array of colours for when you start colouring in. So let's have a little look then. All I'm going to do with this is take some of the colours and literally just have fun colouring in. Now, it's remembering which colours I used. I don't suppose it matters if it's not exactly the same. Of course, I went for the pink one first, always. And these have got that beautiful brush nib on both ends, but you've got a really, really fine tip. You can see there, okay? And then you've got brush nibs on the other end as well that are slightly thicker. So again, depending on what kind of area you're colouring in, you can actually take those and apply the colour. So I am literally just going to add this in to these lines. I'm not worried about the shading. I'm just going to coat it and I'm going direct to the paper. Now you can do all the techniques that you've seen us doing with the aqua markers in our Spectrum Noir range. The one thing I haven't tried yet, I've not had them long enough to sort of go through the different techniques and try, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't do the glycerin technique with them, just to extend it if you wanted to make a background that was in the same colour palette. So again, scribbling it onto here, picking it up with the glycerin and extending the life of that ink. But I'm just for this purpose, literally going straight onto the card. So again, you're using that large brush. They're so beautiful to colour with. It's so easy. It would make anybody into, you know, a colourer as such. So again, just adding that detail in, and then I'm going to show you a couple of the different colours, and then I'll show you where I've gone with them. And of course, they have to go back in all nicely facing the right way. That's law. We'll take one of the greens there, and again, I'll come down and do a little bit in this one, but you can just see how easy that glides on, and you've got that beautiful sort of, because you've got that large nib there, you can see how easy it just fills in those spaces. So all I'm doing is just so going over it a couple of times to make sure that I've got a good coverage and saturation, and you can see how nicely those colours lay down. And yes, you know, it's okay if this is as far as you want to take it. You don't have to do all the fancy shading. Sometimes it's just nice and therapeutic to get the colours out and sit and listen and have, you know, sort of a nice play with them. So I'm not going to take it too far with that. I'll put, although Jamie says, as long as you put them back, and of course I'll put them back as I found them. But you can see where we've got to there, and then I'm going to bring in the one that I did at home. So just taking it from this, look how bright and bold those colours are. It looks like a piece of background paper, but it has taken a whole different array of those shades out of there. And then what I've done is I took one of the very pale blues, so you can see possibly the lightest one there. And with the smaller end of the pen, I've literally gone, like you see us do with the alcohol markers, I've just gone all the way around the outside of the image rather than the inside. And what that does is give it that little bit of a shadow and makes it look a little bit more 3D rather than it being flat. So just all the way around the outline there. And if you look at this one on here now, you can see they dry just a fraction lighter, but you can see here where it's just sort of lifting it slightly off the page. And then, of course, you know, the gems have to come out. So I've just picked a rainbow selection of gems that matched my colouring. And then we'll just pop this together nice and quickly to make a finished sample for the vote at the end. So I will sort all those out later and make sure they all go back in. Now I've kept the card fairly neutral. I've literally just gone for something fairly plain. So just the black mats, one piece of paper, black across the middle, and then I've actually put some foam tape on the back of this one, and this is going to go in the centre like so. So the job now is to get the foam tape off, which is always a challenge when I'm on air. And what I've done, I have actually got black foam tape at home, but I'm running very, very short on it. So what I did was take one of my alcohol markers, and just round the edge of it, I've just gone along the edge of the foam tape just to take the colour down a little bit, so that when you're looking at it, you've not got that white foam tape sticking out behind what is, you know, black cardstock. So again, last one, don't let me down right at the end, there we go. Okay, and I'm also just, it's habit now. I do this regardless. It's not that I don't trust the foam tape, it's just that you will always get a better adhesion with that wet glue. So I always tend to add a little bit onto the top. It does give you that couple of seconds leeway as well if you don't quite get it straight first time to be able to put this in the right place. So again, I did think about going at an angle, but I think I prefer...
Oh, I liked it at the angle.
You like it at an angle? That way, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall we go at an angle? So I'm just going to sort of judge, like each corner is about the same distance, and pop that one on like so. Now there are sentiments in here as well. So this particular one has got a happy birthday, butterfly wishes and best friend. But I was struggling as to where I wanted to put those on this particular design. So I'm not saying that they're not useful. Certainly be useful on other projects, but I wanted something now that was going to complement the design. So I've just been in my stash and just die cut a happy birthday sentiment, and then so that it stands off the background, I've just cut the little mat in some vellum, and I thought we'd literally just pop this right in the middle.
That's a clever idea. Never thought of doing that in vellum.
It's just I didn't want to cover up too much of the background with a solid matte layer, but it's enough to let it stand off the card without it disappearing into it. So yeah, just vellum behind it, and I'm just going to put little dots of glue behind where the lettering is so that it doesn't show through the vellum. It doesn't need a massive amount to tack this down. So just every so often where those letters are, just to get some glue on there. And then this is not going to show through the vellum, because I think that's one of the things we have the biggest issue with, is how to stick vellum down. So yeah, I'm just going to go for it like so. And then I'm just going to, it is going to cover up a couple of the bits, but with it being the vellum, you can see straight through the middle. And this is again where at home, that block would go on top of it, and I would just leave it for a couple of minutes until it had time for the glue to set. And then you don't have to worry about whether everything's stuck. So just let that tacky glue do its job, grab that cardstock underneath. And again, I've just kept that really, really simple. Just one way to use them without using the dies. You could have cut one of these out and 3D'd it up on top. So maybe the big one here, you could have actually done it again and actually cut it with the die and 3D'd on top. But just for now, I just quite fancied making my own background, and I was desperate to have a go with those beautiful pens.
Absolutely gorgeous. I am loving that. Made me smile while I was looking at you doing that, and our Rachel, who's on comment, says, I'm so mesmerised by what Jan's doing, I keep forgetting to work.
Oh, bless.
There you go. How about that for
Hope you're feeling better, Rach. I know she's not been very well this last few days.
I didn't know that. Couple of comments. I love this. Rosalind Russell says, hello all, I'm crocheting a dog sweater while watching.
Oh, my dog needs a sweater.
Like you do. Crocheting a dog sweater. You Expressions by Candy says, I can't wait to see how Jan does this. Well, hopefully you've seen there. C. Newkirk says, Jan, hello everyone, I have a question for Jan. Is quick dry ink waterproof ink?
No.
There you go.
No, the quick dry, the opaque ink and the water reactive are all water based.
There you
Okay,
are.
they're
It's a
all
water-based
water-based. So
paint.
with this particular medium, you would find that your line art will start and bleed. When the watercolour from the pens touches the water-based ink on your line art, the two will start and play together. So that's when you get that fuzzy sort of outline where it doesn't quite stay crisp. So yeah, you definitely need a solvent. And as I say, we've done the hard work with our finesse stamping range in that we've put on it that it's waterproof, and we've used the water brush on it to give you a clue, as opposed to being alcohol proof, which is a water-based ink. It's like opposites attract. So water-based colouring, alcohol ink, solvent ink in here. If you're using alcohol markers, the alcohol proof one is water-based. So it's like the opposites attract.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Hope that helps. There you go. That was from C. Newkirk. Linda Fitzsimmons says, "Oh, these pens look lovely." They certainly do. And Carletta Morris says, "I have these markers and I'm using them right now, colouring Christmas cards I ordered." Excellent. So, you know, you saw Jan colour straight, even though they're water-based, you can colour straight to your card. I love this. Stacey J says, "I live a mere 15 minutes away from the studio and no snow for me." I don't know how you manage that. The older I get, the more I dread it. Me too. Think I have lost the magic of snow. I'd rather see it on my Christmas cards. There we go. Oh, yeah, totally agree. I think we went through a year that one year my mum fell over in the snow and hurt her back really bad, and then about 2 years later I fell over and broke my leg. So I don't like snow. Don't like snow at all.
I don't mind the snow, but I don't enjoy driving in it, I must admit.
No.
I'm always worried about what everybody else is doing, not so much me.
Yeah.
It's like, what is these are still going at, you know, bat out of hell speed down the motorway. It's not necessary.
Tell the whole story. The snow I fell over and broke my leg on was faux snow. It wasn't even real snow. But there you go. There you go. It was faux snow. But it still put me off real snow. There we are. Rachel says, "Thanks, Jan. Yeah, I've had a really nasty lurgy and it's taken a while to shake." They do, don't they? They really do. Well, I'm glad. Hope you're feeling a little bit better, Rachel. And Gretchen says, "What a beautiful butterfly card." And New Expressions by Candy says, "Jan has some of the best ideas." Well, I couldn't disagree with any of those statements. And Stacey, I hope the snow stays away. Right, now, earlier this morning, we showed you our scattered corners and borders. Well, I had to take a deep breath to say that. There are 6 different sets in here, and each set has 2 dies in here. So you've got your love heart. And as Jan was saying earlier, the bits that pop out are bits that you can use. And I showed when I did these, how these bits that pop out, actually you can put on top and you can paper piece or just do mats and layers with them. Gorgeous. Graceful Dragonflies is another beautiful one. So you always have one that's sort of got some diagonals. Your corners are always lovely right angles, so it just helps you line them up really well. Floral Meadow is the next one. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. Then you've got Charming Butterflies. Lovely. It's quite a dainty one, that one. They're all dainty, but that one's especially dainty. Dazzling Stars is the next one. And again, you saw Jan use this, and don't forget all those little stars that come out can be used. And finally, Boho Dream. So you'll have seen 12 dies in total there across the 6 sets. And you're going to get them all today with a 15% saving for £50 or $70. But your platinum price is going down to £40 or $56. Jan, have you got some finished samples for these, please?
I have. I was just looking for the one I made this morning, and I'm not sure what I actually did with it.
No?
But we have got some samples, yes. So again, you know, lots and lots of different ways to use these, you know, whether they're accents, whether they're focal point, whether you want to make a frame with them, which I'll show you in a second. You can see here how we've just done that sort of inverted gatefold there. And we've used the borders down the edges. We've used the corner at the bottom here, and then the little hearts are the waste that come out when you've been cutting. So you can just snip those pieces out. You can see down here where there's the outline heart, and the pieces that come out you can use as extra decorations. Love these little sentiments. These are actually from the floral collage stamps that we've got coming up later. They're never going to go away. They're going to stay on my desk indefinitely, those. And then again, you know, whether you want to pop them onto a little easel card. So this has actually been raised up and used as the stopper for the easel there, and then those 2 corners. Lovely washed background there with the inks and a little bit of shimmer in there. So really, really pretty. Again, we've got that gatefold design That's the one that I used this morning with the stars on, and then again using that detail inside just to add that extra. So yeah, big shout out to the design team as always. We always get such gorgeous samples. Again, just on a smaller card, you mentioned this morning, Corrine, putting the 4 corners together makes you that beautiful little frame.
Yeah.
And again, I tend to make quite large cards, but I like the smaller designs as well.
Yeah.
Really pretty, that one, absolutely gorgeous. And then again, the same idea, putting those corners together. And we were talking about this earlier, about cutting them out, adding your specialist glue, and then this has been covered with gilding flakes, so a mixture of the different colours. If you just see that in the light.
I did that with double-sided adhesive.
You did this one? Fabulous. I love the shaker element in the middle. So that's how she knew that the 4 of them made a square then. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. I love the gilding flakes. Just give a really unusual finish, don't they?
It really does.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous. There's so many different ways to use them. Oh, I've got a really interesting question.
Ooh.
Alice Design says, can you stamp with those violet studio markers and pull the colour out?
Yes,
Yeah.
don't see why not. Yeah, just I would use it on its side. I would use the brush nib on its side to colour your stamp, and then I would just spritz my card very, very, you know, the old waft and thingy that I've done, just very lightly. And then as you stamp into it, the colour will start and move where the water is on you. I would use watercolour card for it, but yeah, fabulous technique.
There you go. There we are. Lots of lovely ideas.
Yep.
You just, I'm going to show you something on stairs. I'm thinking, why have I not picked something up? Why have I not picked something up? Right, okay. Now, we've got some Violet Studio deals to show you. This is a Make Christmas Ultimate Bundle. Look at all of those. What am I seeing in that? I'm seeing stamps. I'm seeing ribbons. I'm seeing cardstock. I'm seeing die cuts. I'm seeing toppers. Wow, there's all sorts in there, lots of different ribbons, different thicknesses, all there to give you the ultimate Christmas bundle, as it says. That really is $26.99 or $35.99. Your platinum price is $21.95 or $28.79. I love that. I love the theme. It goes from Nutcracker, Penguin, lovely jumpers. I can see all sorts in there, little pixies, elves, for those of you
I
starting
can see Rudolph there peeking through, yeah? Or Screwdolph, as my little grandson calls him, Screwdolph.
Think about the funniest things, don't they?
Yeah, Screwdolph, the reindeer. He had him on his new Christmas jumper. Yeah, Screwdolph, Nanny.
Oh, there we go. And the next one I'll show you, the Duet ink pads. These are so, so special. So you've got all 12 of these. They should be $5.99 each, but not today. You're going to get all 12 for £57 or $85. It's better than getting 2 for free. Your platinum price is £45.60 or $68. I love the colours. Now, these are a hybrid ink pad. They're they're water reactive as well, and you can do so many techniques, and I just love the colours you get with them. You get like a chalky finish with them as well when you stamp with them or when you blend with them. Really, really useful, and like I say, they're water reactive as well. Absolutely brilliant. There we go. Now, you were saying about Screwdolph. There was something on the radio this morning, and they were saying about all the things children come out with at Christmas. And this one little boy came home and he said to his mummy, "Mummy, I'm going to be a cornflake in the Christmas nativity." And he meant a snowflake.
I know, I've got a list of them. We call them Tobyisms. Some of the things he comes out with, and he's so genuine with them all. Like we had, instead of wildebeest, we had wildegeese. And then that followed on with mini beasts that were mini geese. And then his totem pole is a token pole. And there's loads of them, honestly. I've got a big list of them on one of my notepads. Yeah, we just call them his Tobyisms. And he's so genuine when he says it, yeah. He's Screwdolph on my jumper, Nanny.
Bless him, bless him. Yeah, and we all do it. We all get tongue-tied as well. I've got 30 seconds. I'm going to show you this when we come back. I'm just going to give you a hint and tip. So this is our gorgeous, gorgeous advent calendar that Art Julia has made. Do you recognise these?
Oh my goodness, this is
boxes.
unbelievable.
I'm going to show you this in just a minute when we just start part 2. But if you want to see this, keep watching and I'll show you how you can use all the bits and pieces that you make to make this gorgeous advent calendar. Right, there we go. Right, as I say, we just wanted to just take it up to the hour and then we could start again. Welcome you all back to the second part of this show. Now, we have we've got so many goodies for you, all bits to do with November Rewound. So all the bits that we have had on all month that you have been loving, we're bringing you back. But I promise you I'll show you this. Now, Julia was saying that for her son, this is for her younger of her two sons. Oh, is he about 13,
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Obviously, I'm guessing his name's Jack.
He is,
She has made him this advent calendar, but wait till you see this. So she's made it into a box. I don't know which paper she's used. I do, like I say, I recognise the Santa. He's absolutely gorgeous.
It looks like the Violet Studio.
Is it
Home for Christmas?
Home for Christmas,
I
there
think
you go.
so, yes.
But wait till you see this. Look at this. And then if I just open number 4 and open this. So she's put little gifts in them all. And I know it's all pre-gift, all loaded with the gifts. And I don't want to put it on for too long. I couldn't find the thing. And I said to her, she wasn't in the building. There you go. This one says, ask your mum for the present because it's too big for the box. It says in there. There you go. And that one goes in there.
That is stunning, isn't it?
What about that for a gift? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? 24 gorgeous little boxes. They've all got little gifts in. Look at this. I just think it is absolutely beautiful. Julia, he is going to love that. I said to her, why have you brought it in today to show us? She said, no, because I know he'll go hunting for it today because it's due tomorrow. So she's brought it to work just to keep it away from him so he can't find it.
Yeah.
That's too funny. I think that's too funny. But there you go. That sorts of things you can be making. Yes, that is Home for Christmas. Look, I'm recognising that.
That's what gave it away, yeah. And just to give a shout out, Corrine, because I know this is actually from a project that a lady on YouTube did. So I don't know whether she's watching or not, I think she is fairly local, a lady called Anne. She made one of these.
Oh, did she?
And I was going to do it as well because I absolutely loved it and I've just not had time to sit and put it together yet. And Julia said herself, you know, it's taken a little while to put together.
I can imagine.
But yeah, just to give Anne a shout out if she is watching, that is the most spectacular. I've seen lots of advent calendars in my time, but I absolutely adore those little scenes in the top. I think it's beautiful. Julia did a fabulous job.
She certainly did, and I think Jack is going to absolutely love that. It just shows you, doesn't it? We buy all this craft stuff, and you know you can see the way it can be used. We show you ideas, but then when you actually get it home and you can then take it out and you know use that, and like that Santa, that's from our boxes and the papers. I just love seeing that, and you are all loving that. You Expressions by Candy says, "Wow." Rosalind Russell says, "That's cute." Wow, wow, wow. Love it, says Stephanie. And Gretchen says, that is incredible. It really is. I mean, yes, really is so amazing. Caroline says, I don't use toppers, don't know why. These are really cute. I think that was from the Violet Studio things we were showing a little bit earlier. Okay, right, now, if I remember right, our Dean said to me, can I show you this one next? So this is coming down into different elements. And I'm going to show you first the sort of stamp and die element of this. So this is, is this the one with the paper pads or not, Dean? Right. We got on a different one. Wasn't thinking we're doing that one. Right. Okay, this is everything. This is everything. So the whole shebang I've just been told in my ear. So this is, sorry, our Cheers to You collection. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to be honest, when I sort of saw it written down on paper, I was like, I'm not going to use that. Then when I saw it and I realised how useful it is, how you're going to be able to cover all occasions, sorry, tickly cough, all occasions and all demographics, so to speak, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. So, Time to Wine is your first one, and we've got the wine bottle and the wine glass and a couple of sentiments. Really, they stamp beautifully. I mean, look at this one, Cocktail Hour. That's so up my street. I love that. And I think, I haven't got the finished samples here. I think our Jan might have some. And they've used glossy highlights on there, you know, just to show how you can make them all shiny if you want to. We've also got the whiskey, which is a whiskey business, which is another gorgeous one. And again, once you put the stamp detail in, and you know, all these techniques to colour these, all have been covered on shows and in Academy of Colour, you know, how to get that transparency and how to get that depth. Happy Beer Day. Now, birthday, Father's Day, anniversary, all those occasions, I can see those. Absolutely fantastic. The sentiments are all sort of puns. Wishing you barrels of fun, I owe you one or several, and happy beer day to you. So, you know, really good puns. Champagne celebrations. Every celebration should have champagne to it, shouldn't it? It really should. You've got the bottle, you've got the glass, and then you've got all the sentiments again. Pop, fizz, chink. Sorry, I have to turn it around. Clink, clink, let's have a drink. I couldn't read upside down and backwards. Now, those are all sort of like your toppery elements. Wouldn't be Crafter's Companion if we didn't have some edgeables. And this one is from the Cheers For You. It is the sort of, you've got the beer, the wine, the bottle, and the whiskey. So you've got those. Feminine, but I think you could get away with that one on your masculine cards. And then this one, for me, is sort of takes it down a bit more of a feminine route with the Time to Party, which is the ones with all the cocktail glasses. So you can imagine straight away, I'm thinking, I can see that with those ones as well. They're going to tie in absolutely perfectly. Or you can be bringing in, because I can see the wine glasses, you've got the wine glasses. You can see how they're going to work so well together. Then you've got your Cheers sentiment, which is a really, really useful sentiment to have. We've not finished yet because, as Dean said, this is the all-encompassing one. Now, look at these papers. They are double-sided. There's nothing on these papers that suggests beer, wine or cocktail. And I think that might be the paper that our Jan was using earlier. It's very similar. It is. There we go. Yes, she said. And you look at this, the polka dots. These are going to be really, really useful, paper pads to have. This one has to be, I think, my favourite. I love those stripes. And then love the colour palette as well. All the different colours, the confetti, you've got the zigzags. I love this one, really good beer sort of colour, isn't it? And look at this one, isn't that absolutely gorgeous with the plaid on the back? So you're going to get 48 sheets, and the double-sided, they're 180 GSM. So this is a paper pad, it's not a card pad, it's a paper pad at 180 GSM. Brilliant for your mats and layers. And using that terminology that our Dean gave me earlier, you've then got it compressed. Oh, this is a new one, it's not been opened. Let me get the sides off, there we go. It's being compressed. You just need to stretch it and then they just come off. There we go, look at that, there we are. Compressed down into the 6x6. There we go, look at those. I am loving this with confetti, the polka dots, the stripes, all of those are in there, the wood panels, absolutely brilliant. Now, if you want all of those, it's £70 or $89. If you are platinum, that brings it down to £56 or $71.20. But if you look down here, just down here, we have put the price down if you are just after the 2 paper pads. Now, it might be you want to buy the whole collection and some additional paper pads, or you might just look at these paper pads and say, yep, the Cheers For You, not for me today, but definitely the paper pads. It's entirely up to you, because there's nothing too much about these. Like I say, these are really standalone. They work brilliantly with the collection, but they're perfect on their own. £20.98. Or, oh no, that's the usual price. Today's price is £20 or $29. And then obviously your platinum discount will come off that. I think that'll take it down to about £16. So that would be brilliant if you wanted those. So you've got options, you've got choice. Oh, Jan, I can see a fantastic card there ready.
I have got some samples, yeah. And as I say, the design team have gone to town on these. They're absolutely, I love this. I hadn't come across this collection until I did my prep the other day, and I just thought, yeah, fits so many different occasions, you know, depending whether you're in the middle of the summer, whether it's a mail card, whether it's a winter birthday, something for everybody. And I just love this. It says, do you know what rhymes with birthday? Cocktails. I think that's it. So we've used the, oh, excuse me.
It's catching.
I think there's something in the air.
It's catching. Would you like me to take over for a minute? Yes, right, okay. So if you want the showstopper, you're going to get all of the dies and the paper pads, and that's the price on there. Otherwise, you can buy the paper pads on their own. I shall just, yeah, we shall see that. Oh, wow, we've got a couple more comments. Julia, that is so incredible. You need to give us an instructional video. We did say to Julia, is she going to do a video on how to make that? And she said no. But we can put the pressure on. We can tell her it's been requested, it's been asked for, and we'll see where we go from there. Oh dear.
Recovered. I don't know what was going off there. Maybe I swallowed a fly or something. I don't know. Bless her. I've just seen our Julia legging it down the corridor to go and get me a drink. It's like, what would we do without them?
I know.
Honestly, we do our bit in front of the
right?
camera, but there is so much goes off behind the camera that you guys don't know that we couldn't do this without them. So yeah, she went whizzing past, and here she comes, look, with a drink, bless her. My beautiful little crafty fairy.
She did a pretend slip and did it real. Oh dear.
Please tell us the...
That was hilarious. She did a pretend slip to throw it at me and actually threw it at me. Honestly.
Sorry, Fran.
Fortunately, it didn't go all over the samples. You know, this is what we love about live TV, isn't it? Honestly, I'll just put a bit of paper there to mop it up, Julia. Thank you, my lovely.
Yes, Julia, that was live.
And I'm just going to have a quick sip of it.
She was on camera. We hadn't gone off air, Julia.
Oh, that was funny as. Yeah, she just took like that, which is exactly what my husband would do. But yeah,
Julia,
she did
they want
actually trip and throw it everywhere.
She's just off there. Julia, they want an instructional video. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She says.
yeah.
I don't think that was a real yeah. That
Right.
wasn't a real yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Back to the
dear.
cocktails, okay? I haven't had any cocktails, honestly. I wish. So again, you've got those lovely wine bottles or beer bottles, however you want to decorate them up. And again, it says, wishing you barrels of fun. I'm going to demonstrate this one. You've got the little whiskey bottle there, the glasses with the ice in. Again, we've got the wine bottle and the glasses there, just using your glossy elements on there just to make those look a little bit more like glass. And again, how about making, you know, your shaped cards?
Oh, that's good.
Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? And who we got there? Let's have a little Leslie. Yeah, just give her a shout out. I love that, the little beer tankard, and she's used the Cheers
sentiment.
die cut on there.
And the
And then again,
papers.
you know, taking it outside the card making, your bottle hangers. For this time of year, this is fabulous. You
It
know,
is, isn't
Christmas,
it?
we often gift bottles for Christmas presents. And these just go over the neck. So if I imagine this is my wine bottle, not that I'm going to drink the glue, but yeah, it just goes over the neck, and you can put your sentiment, you could write a, you know, greeting on the back of it. Absolutely stunning. So yes, we're going to actually use, I chose the whiskey because my hopefully son-in-law-to-be is a whiskey drinker. I think he will be one day. They're working on it.
Is we a whiskey drinker or
No,
son-in-law?
my son-in-law-to-be, bless him. I class him as that anyway. He's like one of the family, but he's a whiskey drinker, and I just thought this would be great. So what I've done is I've taken the set that's Whiskey Business, and you've got that stamp set in there with the decanter and the glasses, and you've got sentiments, and then you've got the dies to cut out both the decanter and the glass. So I'm just going to stamp them out just to show you what I mean, and we'll do a little bit of colouring, but as always on telly we've got some that we've already prepared. So again, I'm going to pop both of these onto some multi-purpose card just to give you an idea. And again, this is about choosing the right inks. So I've got my Finesse alcohol proof this time because I'm going to bring in a couple of my alcohol markers to do the colouring with. So again, it's always worth, and I do repeat this a lot because it's a habit, it's building that muscle memory. It's sort of a habit that you need, that if you're going to do colouring, you need to think about what you're going to colour with before you do your stamping. So yeah, because I chose my alcohol markers, I've got my alcohol proof ink. Flagstone again. So again, give these an ink up, and these are photopolymer stamps again, so you've got that really good quality stamp there. And we'll stamp these out, and as I say, I'll do a little bit of colouring for you just to give you an idea, because I think one of the hardest things, especially if you're just starting out your journey, it's like, how the heck do you colour glass? It's like colouring a snowman in, isn't it? It's like, how do you colour the glass? So I'll show you my take on it. There are lots of different ways to do it, but I tend to just use my grey marker pen But you can see those images there, really, really nice, crisp images to work with. So we'll take that off the stamping platform. I'm going to grab that piece of card that I was using earlier just to rest on. And all I've done is taken 2 colours. I've gone for the gold brown blend for the whiskey, which is that sort of golden yellow tone, that really nice rich tone. And then I've gone for my ice grey, which I'm going to do the glass with. So again, starting as always with that lightest shade. I'm going to come down here and do a little bit of the liquid in the bottle. So again, I'm going to saturate the area with the lightest tone. And most of our stamps, the majority of them have the shading on them to show you whereabouts to put the darker shades if you want to do that 3-pen blend. So from that light one, we're going to go down onto the darker one. And you can see where this line art is here. So I'm just going to flick in over where that shading is. And that's all I'm going to do. Just where there is some shading on that bottle, that's all I'm going to do with it. And then I'm going to go to my mid-tone and just work into that. I'm not going over the top of it because a lighter shade will bleach out a darker shade. So I'm just sort of nudging it with that lighter shade there, just to get it to start and blend. And again, if you're new to alcohol markers, you need to give them a minute for that alcohol to evaporate, because it does take a couple of minutes and they will dry a little bit lighter. Then I'm going to go back to my lightest one and just again nudge the edges. So I'm going to go over the original colour that I laid down, nudge the edges of that medium shade, and again you can see where that sort of shading starts to take place. Okay, and then as far as the grey is concerned, I'm not going to colour the whole thing in grey. Again, I'm going to go with where the shading is. So again, on the top here, I've just gone for the mid-tone this time here. And I'm going to bring it further down around the edge of the bottom and the base of the bottle there. And then again, come back down to the slightly lighter one. And once this dries out, you'll see that you get that sort of imagery, that there is actually something there and it's not just a stamped image. So yeah, we're going quite quick with this, but I'll show you the one that I've done at home to give you the idea. And I love this. I love colouring. I always have done. Stamping and colouring, very much my kind of thing. And I just think that there is literally something for all occasions in this set. It really is. It's been very well thought out. Again, you can see just bringing it round that top piece there. It just sort of gives the illusion that it's no longer flat on the page there. So again, just nudging that line just to blend it out a little bit. You can see there. So if I bring the ones in that I did at home, you can see we've taken it right the way across, and you can see how you've got that illusion now that there's some shape to the decanter rather than it being flat. And then I also stamped out the little glasses as well with the ice cubes in, and we've got a couple of those to match with a little bit of whiskey in there. So
Cut them out as well, isn't it?
it is, yeah. You know, I mean, they're not difficult to fussy cut, and I know some people enjoy the fussy cutting element of it, but it makes it just really easy. And again, there's a question about, do you cut before you colour or do you cut after? It's a bit of a personal thing. I tend to do, majority of the time, I do it before I colour, because if I mess up cutting it out, it's a lot quicker to just cut out another image than it is to sit and colour it all over again. So yeah, in general, I do. And then I've used some elements from the paper pad to make my background card. You can see that spot one there. And yes, I'd actually had that wood grain out for this particular card. And the background that we used on the butterflies is the reverse of the wood grain. So you can see we've got more of a brown grey tone here, whereas this one is more the brown. So I was going down that masculine route. I just thought these were really nice colours. I've snuck a piece of linen card out of another collection where we've got the brown in there. And again, just that cross piece. And then I actually fetched out, these again are go-tos. I've had these in my stash for ages now. There are stitched fancy nesting dies. Been out a long time, but they are a go-to. So I fetched those out to create my background panel here, which we're going to put across the middle. So I've actually started some of the tape off, so that we can, which is just torn. So yeah, it always plays up. Just come off nicely for once. Look, tried to make it quicker. I think I've had it in my stash so long that it's like giving up the ghost.
I think sometimes different heat temperatures in the room.
It can, yeah.
Heat fluctuations.
And again, you know, that sort of always do, regardless of what I'm doing. As I say, I always add that little bit for insurance. And then what I'm going to do is centre this with that piece coming out either side. So again, I didn't need the whole piece. If you've got scraps left, you could have just put a little piece at each side, but it just breaks up that design a little bit. And then I just want to get that even over that centre piece. And then in the same set, I've got the sentiments in there. So this one has got Whiskey Business, which I've stamped out to go inside my card. What's there? And then I've also gone for this one that says, let's get into the birthday spirit. And I've done that on another layer of that background paper again, just turned it the other way, and this one's going to stick inside here. So I can pop that one on first. Again, the gems are out, even if this is intended for, you know, a male. The gems go on all the cards. I've got a drawer full of them. I need to use them up in this lifetime because I don't think I'll be using them in the next lifetime. So may as well go for it. And again, that one's just going to sit flat. So I've got tape behind the main thing, foam tape behind the main thing. The rest of them are just stuck down flat.
That reminds me of like a buckle, doesn't it? Where it comes out, because it looks like it comes out the
It
side.
does a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's that one. And then we're going to bring these in to go as a decoration. So I've just already popped some tape on the back of these to stick them down. And what I often do, because you've got the dies, anything that's got a die with it, these have been stamped onto multi-purpose card, which is really strong, but I nearly always cut them twice.
Oh, do you?
And stick them together, which gives me a really substantial piece here that's not going to get damaged when it gets put on a card. It's just, again, it's just a habit that I've got into, and more often than not, it's what I tend to do. So we're going to have the whiskey decanter. It's very posh, that, isn't it? And then I've got one of these flat. One of the little glasses is going to go flat, and then the second one, I've actually popped some little foam pads on the back of. So we'll just take the tops off those. And again, I'm going to add that little bit of glue just for longevity, especially, you know, if they're going into an environment where you've got central heating on and things like that. That glue just adds that little bit extra. So we've got this one that's going to go flat down here like so, about there. And then this one that's just slightly raised, that's going to go in between, like so. And then the little cheers die, this is lovely. So just over 2.5 inches by just under 1.5. You can see there, again, if I pop it on my hand, you can see the size there. And I've just die cut that in some scrap card that I had lying around, which just toned in nicely. It's just a little bit of scrap sort of brown bronze colour that I'd got lying around. So I've just cut that to go onto here. Again, if you can remember to put your double-sided tape on the back of it or adhesive on the back of it, great. But Jan remembers afterwards and it doesn't work.
Or
so
run it through your Xyron, that's another
absolutely,
good one, isn't it?
yep. So again, out comes the glue with the little fine tip applicator. It does the job. It only needs to be tacked down in place, as it, you know, as long as you've got glue on there. And again, this one's going to go, and again, this is double. It's been cut once in that lovely shimmery card, and then I've got craft card on the back of it, just so that they're a little bit more manageable. And I'm going to use that line in the paper to just get that where I want it there. Again, at home, it would have that block on it until it dried. And then inside, I've used a scrap of the paper that was left over. I've just stamped off the edge with that decanter again, and then I'm just going to add a piece in there, which is where I could write my sentiment on, and inked around the edge of it again, just so that it pops off the card blank. And the card blank I've just made myself out of some cream cardstock. So again, this one's just going to go, it doesn't have to be a full piece. I'm just going to centre that in the gap, and that could be where you pop your written sentiment. So there we go.
Absolutely fantastic. I love that.
Just I think it's just such a useful set. You know, I think the majority of cards that we make are for birthday celebrations. I think that's probably the biggest sort of purpose that we make cards for, along with lots of other, you know, I mean, the wine glasses and the white, it could be a wedding card, you know, there's so many different ones, but I just think the fact that there's a bit of everything and it's not just wine glasses is perfect.
Absolutely gorgeous. Right, okay. We've got Carolyn in saying, I love the confetti dies. You can make quick, easy cards. We'll cover those again later. Sandra Dundas, yeah, I'll tell her that she said, tell Julia that Sandra says, pretty please, just imagine it's an Aycliffe store class and one of the techies can film it. We will work on her, don't worry. Carolyn says, one year I gave my dad a bottle of cologne that kind of looked like that. Not big, but same shape. So a card with some of these dies could be used for cards not alcohol-based.
Absolutely,
yeah,
really good idea. Yeah, I'd not thought about that.
She says, however, I want the cocktail with the card.
Yeah.
I think I agree. Stephanie says, Jan, I have those nesting dies and others like it too. Do you know what? We really need to bring out nesting dies again. I think that would be brilliant. Rosalind Russell says, that would be a pretty album cover. I love that card, says Brenda Woods. Sandra Peake says, now, I'll read it as it says it, Jan, see if you understand. Question, what is that layering die that CC has commonly used for holding text? Yeah.
A layering die.
Used for holding text.
Holding text, so
I'm not
sentiment. I'm not sure. Might need a little bit more information on that one.
Yeah. Sandra Peake, exactly what did you mean for that? Do you mean, what one do you commonly see? Because we often just use circles or ovals to put our text on, don't we? Tell us a little bit more what you want. What is the layering die? She just means nesting dies, Rachel says. We just use all the different ones.
Whatever you've got handy.
Whatever you've got. Yeah,
I like to use the ovals. I use those quite a lot. Whatever you've got handy, really. It's like that collection that I brought here. There was about 5 different shapes altogether. So there was this one. There was a square one, a pentagon, like a Moroccan tile one, an elongator. And I keep these at the side of my desk. Yeah. They're in a basket at the side of my desk. I just think they really come. And when you look, you know, at the different ones, the smaller ones in here would be suitable if you wanted to pop a sentiment inside them. So any of your nesting dies that you've got would do the trick as far as sentiments are concerned. Just see what you've got in your stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know we actually do more of our nesting dies in store than we do online. So if you ever do get access to a store, go and have a look, because a lot of our nesting dies, which we would love to have here, are actually only available in our stores. So go and have a look if you ever get access to one. Just top tip for you there. Loads of love coming in for the card. Lynn Morton's brilliant card, Jan. Thank you. Trish Lestelle says, good morning, afternoon to all. Loving this card, Jan. More crafty ideas and tips from Jan. Thank you, says Carol G. Donna Yam says, hello from Florida. Going into 70s today. How many cards do each of you make on the show in 1 year? Oh, wow. It depends, you see, Donna. I'll let Jan answer what she says, but it depends what shows we have. So if we do a launch, we might try to get 5 or 6 cards in because we need to get quick. If we've been doing sale shows a bit like this, or our
craft vaults, things like that,
we only do a couple.
Yeah.
So, but we do hundreds, literally hundreds and hundreds, which is why a lot of my ones that you were showing on the one before, the ones with the scattered corners borders, I just put in the sample box Because I have far more cards than I could ever use.
Absolutely.
What do you reckon, Jan? How many do you reckon?
Well, I'm not here as often. You guys are aware of that. But even so, you know, on an average day, if we were to do a wake-up call, maybe a masterclass, and then say Monday Makers, you're probably looking at 4, 8, 12, in excess of 12 samples just for that one day. So if you then multiply that out by the days that we all work, and I mean, you guys all work full time, that's a lot of makes. And like you say, you just get to a point where we can't keep them all.
No.
And the thing, people say to me, oh, why don't you just donate them? But I don't know about you, Corrine, mine are not always standard sizes.
Not standard sizes,
because
but always finished?
Yeah, when we demo, we don't have to stay to a, you know, a C6 size or a 7x5 or a 7x7. They can be anything. And I often start from what I'm putting on the front of the card and work my way up to the size behind it. Yeah. So yeah, as far as actually gifting them or giving them to a charity, like you said, they're not always finished. You need to then find an envelope to match it or make an envelope to match it. And yeah, it's a lot of projects,
I know somebody was saying they were trying to donate some of the cards that they'd made to a charity, but they wouldn't take them because they didn't have envelopes.
Yeah.
And like I say, we often make a lot of our card bases, so if we haven't made an envelope, charities don't want them, so which is unfortunate because there's some beautiful cards. Quick question for you, Jan, from Lynn, saying, why did you use different glues, tapes? What is the difference between finger lift and red liner? Thank you.
Yeah, all good questions. Don't ever be afraid to message in and ask us, because that's one of the things about Crafters TV is that we can answer you pretty much instantly. We can sometimes even show you if it's something that warrants a quick demo. But yeah, lots of different glues. You'll hear me talk regularly about things being fit for purpose. So all our glues do something different. The wet glues, the tape pens, the finger lift tape. So finger lift tape is a double-sided tape that's got a decent stickiness to it. The red line tape is a heavy duty double-sided tape. So again, I overuse my red line tape very much. I'm the first one to admit that. I use it for things that an ordinary tape would probably work, but I do like it. So yeah, it's just something that I do, but it works brilliant with things like acetate. If you're sticking things to an acetate, which are wet glues, it does work on acetate, but it can be a little bit messy when if it seeps out the side. So yeah, red line for construction and for acetate, perfect. I do overuse it a lot, like you've just seen me use it on the back of those embellishments because it's something that I know works. As far as the wet glues are concerned, the Collage all-purpose for cardstock and paper. Solvent glue, so it doesn't wrinkle the paper. You don't get that awful ruttling in it when you're trying to stick it down. And then in my little decanter here, I've got the tacky glue, which again fixes everything other than paper. So if you've got specialist cardstock like glitter card, or if you've got a wooden embellishment, a metal embellishment, a ribbon, something like that, your tacky glue works wonders. And if you don't like wet glue, you've got your double-sided tape pen. So yeah, if you have a look on our Crafters TV YouTube channel, there are tons of videos on it. I think most of us have done a glue school, right from Leanne all the way through the team at some point or another, and we go through this in a lot more detail, so it's worth having. If you just type in Crafters TV glue school, it'll bring you up a list of the videos that you can watch.
There you go. I hope that helps, Lynn. But like Jan says, please always send in your questions. We really do try to answer them for you. Okay, now we're going to have our lovely Ben. He's not here in person, but he's never far away from our thoughts. So let's hear what Ben's got to say this afternoon.
Hi, I'm Ben from Crafters TV. As you may know, we've just launched an amazing new website, our new home of papercraft to house all of your crafty needs. And as we've had a bit of a makeover, I'm here today to show you how to check out Crafters TV on our sparkling new website, including how to watch live, catch up with previous shows, and how to view the latest schedules. So, let's get started. First, go to the Crafters Companion homepage. Select the correct location at the top of the page. Click the Crafters TV icon on the top right-hand side of your screen. To watch the show live on the website, click the Watch Now button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the relevant show page where you can watch the show, shop the show, and shop the day at your leisure. To view the Crafters TV schedule, click the View Our Schedule button in the middle of your screen. You'll be taken to the TV schedule where you can browse each date plus all of the shows that are on that day. You can then click on each show to be taken to a page where you can watch and shop the show. If you want to catch up on a previous show, hit the Catch Up button on the purple Crafters TV bar. Then you can scroll down to see all of the previous Crafters TV shows from recent days. If you're looking for something specific, you can click the Craft Expert, Craft Area, Shows and Date filters just above the list of shows. Take a moment to browse until you see the show you want to catch up on, then click onto the show. You'll then be taken to the catch-up page where you're free to watch the show and check out all of the crafty goodies on our Shop the Show and Shop the Day pages. Enjoy!
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding, wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric, rocker blocks, Breas, misters, quilting clips, die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns and templates, Gemini Pro, Julia and the OG, Gemini Go, Mini and the MIDI, dry blend, brush pens, aqua pens and aqua blends, illustrators, classics and dry blends and color blends and glitter pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue, applicators, envelope box creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard, Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, dice and zinc trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tack tape pin brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam, outline markers, DVDs, spelled quick Triton pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft mask, full press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment, ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, gear of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary cutters, magazines and stamping card, ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate Buzz, Compendium, Sarah signature collections, and don't forget Discovery Kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Charlotte just said to me, 20 seconds. I was stood over there by the heater. It was lovely and warm, but I just forgot to come back over here. I'm back though. Right, we are down to the last, 25 minutes of this second show. How did that happen? It's flying past today. I think it's all the entertainment of Julia throwing water around and everything like that. Right, so something we've not seen yet today, I think we've talked about it, but we've not seen it properly, is our floral collage stamps. So it's a 6-piece set. Have I got all 6 here? 1, 2, 3, oh no, because that's the 6th, it's 5. There we go. 5 floral sets and the sentiments. So you're getting a total of 95 stamps and 5 masks. These are really, really clever. So what you're going to get, these are absolutely beautiful. I love these. You get your stamp, then you get all these lovely background elements, and then you get the mask as well. So what you do, stamp with a flower, put the mask over top, and then do the background after that. So that's your echinacea. Then you've got your peony, works exactly the same way, stamp your peony, as you've done here, then put the mask over the top, and then you can do your background. You've got your sunflower. Now, doesn't that look like it's popping off the page? Absolutely beautiful. Then you've got your daisy. Love the colour contrast in there. And finally, in this bit, you've got the rose. And remember, each one comes with its own mask. Then, because you probably said, well, that's not 95 stamps, Corrine. That's because we're giving you your Simply sentiments. Absolutely gorgeous. Very, very on trend. These have been on trend for quite a few years. So you've got each word in its own little box. So you stamp it in black, stamp it in white and heat emboss it. Looks amazing. Trim them out, mat and layer them up on your cards. Going to look beautiful. And I'm going to have a look. So you've got happy birthday greeting. Oh, so that'd be birthday greeting. Sending many wishes. Oh, that says sending many wishing. So sending many wishes. All the words all over there. Hugs, kisses, so you've got the and there, love, lots love, So you've got to, with, hello, special, all the words that you might want. There's your of, so that would be thinking of, and then somewhere I saw you, there you go, you. So many stamps to make, so many different combinations. To get, this is an amazing price, to get all these 5 sets and the masks and the remaining stamps to make up 95 stamps in total, £35, $45. You are going to love these. Now, if you're thinking, I'm not into that sort of style, just use these as beautiful stamps on their own. They are absolutely gorgeous. You're going to love these. Your platinum price is £28 or $36. I love the colour of the card you've got there, Jan.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? Yeah. This is just up my street. I must admit, when these hit my desk, it was no chore whatsoever to try sort of having a play with them. But yeah, you know, you've got that main focal point. Like Corrine said, you know, if you're not into doing all those fancy collage backgrounds, just use them as a beautiful floral stamp. But again, you can see the daisy on that one. Absolutely gorgeous. We've got that rose, again, just done, you know, with an extra background there. We've got the echinacea there, just so vibrant, aren't they? So using it to create a background a little bit like I did with those butterflies, and then that single focal point, you can see those little stamps. I'll give you a top tip for those in a minute as well. And then that one's beautiful. We're going to use the sunflower in my demo. So absolutely gorgeous. So what you get in your pack for those, and let me just pop those back under there, is you're going to get that stamp set with all those little accents in as well. So let me just take my mask. I usually keep mine attached to the page there. So if I bring in some white, you can see there, each one, nothing's repeated, each one has got a little set of accent stamps with it. Quite often, the wording of the flower, along with another inspirational word there. But these allow you to create your own background with them. Like I said, if you're not into that kind of stamping, these are just gorgeous as a, you know, as a focal point. Or it may be on that occasion where you think, you know, my card's just missing something. You can dip into these and add them to other things. It doesn't have to be done in conjunction with the stamp. But I'm going to show you the process today, how these were actually designed to use. So what I've done is I've stamped out my image because I wanted to move on to that next layer. So again, I've just taken some smooth all-purpose card. I've used my alcohol-proof ink in Pebble because I was going down that sort of yellows and oranges and brown tone. So I've gone for the brown one rather than a grey. And I've stamped out that main floral image there. You can see if I lay that over the top, I've just got the sunflower because I wanted to concentrate on what happens next. So again, I've just got some scrap there because we're going to stamp off the edge of the page. I've got my little rocker block that I've brought from home. And what we need to do is we need to do that masking technique. Now, in the past, we've sort of done this and you've stamped it onto a sticky note and you fussy cut it out. But what we've done here is we've actually provided you with a proper Mylar mask. So it's the same as what your stencils are made from. This will last a very, very long time. And we're going to cover this main image because that wants to be in the foreground and all the other accents are going to go to the background. Now, again, options with this. So if you want to use, if you have the repositionable adhesive, you can spray the back of it with that. But Jan's lazy and can't wait for that to work and dry. So I just use a tiny, tiny little bit of my dotty tape pen just in places to make sure it's secure, and then take some of the sticky off it. So it's tacky rather than sticky. And that's enough for what I personally need to just put this in place and cover that stamped image underneath. Okay, so whatever we stamp now is going to miss that main image and disappear sort of into the background. So again, you know, sky's the limit. You can choose whatever it is that you want to do behind these, and if you're not sure, you know, have a look at the launch shows, have a look at what the rest of the team have done with them. There are so many different ways to add these, and there's not really a right or wrong way of doing it. So again, I'm going to go in with one that's going to be straight from the ink. So for example, if we sort of go right up at the top here, again, I'd just like that little rocker block for the accents. And then what we call a second generation. Now, I've been quite heavy with that one because I wanted a full print on it. So what I mean by second generation is to just stamp this off lightly and take a bit of the ink away and then go in a second time, and it's much more faded. So again, it looks as if it's further back than the pronounced one. So again, do it with the full ink. And again, I'm not going to do all this because I've got it actually already done. And you could just try stamping again, but because I've been quite heavy with that one, it does take a lot of the ink away. So what I tend to do is ink it up again, just do a light impression to get rid of some of the ink, and then again transfer that lighter one into the background. And you can do as many of these as you wish. So there's lots of different accents on there. So if I just bring you a second one in, we've got that sort of almost like, it's like Hessian. So again, pop that one onto the block. And I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to do that darker impression. All right, just making sure that you keep those edges of the rocker block clear. And I'm going to go with the darker one, and then we'll try it without re-inking just to go slightly lighter. And you're going to get, as I say, it looks as if you've got different dimensions in there, so the darker things are closer to you than the lighter things. If you think about looking into the background, things get lighter as they get further away from you. So again, here and here. There's nothing to stop you doing them vertical. You know, you can go lots of different ways with them. Lots of different ones. So again, you've got all those different accents, however you want to use them. If you want to bring any of the wording in, again, this looks nice in the background as well as part of the design. So again, I've got that word dream on this one. They've all got different wording in them. So I'm just going to pop that, again, half on. So I'm actually stamping over you can see where this is accumulating on the mask. So just be aware that you've got ink on that mask and try not to catch that. So again, we'll bring one down there. And you can see we're starting to build up that background. Now, before I did all this extra stamping, the one at home I applied my colour to, and I loved the imagery on the front of here. I just love that sort of golden halo around the sunflower. I thought it looked lovely. So again, I had a look through my stash to see what I'd got and came up with some of my duet inks that we've got on the show there. So I've got Lemon Meringue and Sunrise Glow. And before I did the background stamping, I've used my applicators to ink around it with the mask in place so that all the ink goes in the background. And then I did the background stamping over the top. And then when you've finished, just very, very gently lift those dots because, yes, they are a permanent adhesive, but because I haven't sort of burnished them down and there is only a little tiny bit, wow, they've done their job. And you can see that all this now goes back into the background and you've got your focal point in here. So I'm going to clean this up. This can just clean up with a damp cloth, or you can just run it under the tap, no problem whatsoever.
On that point, Jan, do you always lift it before you try and wipe it?
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, if you've got ink on it, you could end up with the ink onto your design.
Thank you.
Now, that does look quite nice in some respects because you get that kind of little halo around it. It depends what you're going for. And again, you know, my advice with these would be to just have a play with them. But when I bring in the one that I've done with all the inking on, you can see there we've gone from that lovely design around the edges, just added a couple more bits in, and then we've got the flower in the centre. Okay, so then what I did is I've done some colouring onto here, very, very pale round this one, little bit on here, and then I've stamped a second time because I wanted to create the effect of like decoupage. Yeah. So I've stamped a second time and just fussy cut, which was quite easy to do around the outside of it, and the large leaf, which is the one closest to us. So we're actually going to pop this over the top on some foam and start and make it look more 3D. So that's where we've got to with that one. So what I did was use my little, I know you mentioned it earlier, it was in one of the goodie bags Corrine, was the edge distresser.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I've just gone round the edge of it and just taken, you can just see where it's slightly, it almost looks damaged, but I love that distressed look. And I just thought that kind of background just lends itself to that kind of thing. So, kept it fairly straightforward on the card. I was just going to go for a matte and layer onto my craft card, but then it looked as if it was missing something. So all I've done is just been into one of my books and taken out some book paper, which I've stuck directly onto the front of the card, and it's just added that bit of interest behind there to just finish it off in my opinion. So all we're going to do is we're going to pop that one on there first, and I have got a little bit of twine again that I'm going to tie around it just to keep in with that sort of bit more grungy sort of style to it. But again, you know, do these. You saw that lilac one that I showed you earlier. You know, if you want that pretty design, they fit that. If you just wanted to use the stamp and add it to a design, you know, you don't have to do all the background work with it. So that one's going to go on there. Then I've got my twine again, like we did earlier, which is going to go at this side, I believe. And I will be honest, again, I always give you full disclosure when I'm here because I was stamping away and I did the one thing that I tell you not to do. Make sure that you've got no ink on the heels of your rocker block, and Jan did, and you can see my error here. Okay, it doesn't really look out of place because the nature of the design, but I knew it was there and it was bugging me to death. So it was a case of design the rest of the card round it, and by the time we've finished, it will just about have got hidden. So I'm going to bring the twine to this side. And again, I'm just going to tie a knot on air because bows are just a bit fiddly when you're on live TV. So we're going to go with the little knot again. Love my twine, buy it in the bulk. Okay, that one's now going to go onto here, and I'm going to stay again with that collage all purpose because I'm going cardstock to cardstock, and I agree with our Leanne. It's one of, well, Leanne says it is the best glue in the world. I will quote her. And for the job that I want it to do, it sets like concrete, so it's almost like having another layer of card in between. Get that on there. And then I've got foam pads on the back of this one, which I won't take them all off. Oops. Flick them about all over the place, Jan, why not? So I'll just take some off so that I can get a stick. And again, in comes that tacky glue, so I've changed my glue for purpose. And because I'm going over to that ink surface, it's, as I say, it's become a habit with me. I do it regardless of what I'm working on. And then I did mark the top of this when I cut it out so that I didn't spend an age trying to work out where it went. And that one's just going to lay, which is why I haven't done a lot of colouring underneath. There was no point in wasting all the time and effort colouring underneath it when that one's actually going to cover the majority of it up. And same again with that leaf. I've just done one layer of plain green. You can see where I've done the shading on the other leaves. But again, if you're going to cover it with another piece, there's no point in spending all that time, the details on that one. And then I did promise you a top tip. Yeah, you can make so many different variations with the stamp set. I absolutely adore this. I think we can buy these separately. So if you do nothing else today but put this in your basket, absolutely fine. But yeah, so many different ways to make your own sentiments. But what I tend to do is take the cover off, get my piece of cardstock, ink it up, pop my cardstock on top, use my brayer over the top of it, and you've got a whole sheet of sentiments that you can cut into as and when you need them, rather than just picking out the odd one. Okay, so do it on a flat surface. Put your card, instead of trying to get, you could do this onto the card, but I find it easier to actually lay this on the bottom, ink it all up together, take your piece of card, make sure once you've put it down that you don't move it, and then I use my brayer to get a nice even finish rather than trying to make sure you've got every single stamp underneath. And as I say, you get a whole sheet of them that you can then keep with your stamp. Now, having said that, I've just got a couple here that I've made that say heartfelt wishes, and these are what's going to cover up the little faux pas. So I decided to go down. I thought, oh, I can't do all that again. I've spent ages doing all that colouring and all that inking. So we're actually going to use the sentiment, and what bits left of that will look as if it's part of the design. So we're going to go above the twine and below the twine, and you'll see then that there's hardly any of that left. It's not obvious that there was a big mark there.
You would never know.
And you wouldn't know. If I hadn't have told you, you may have thought it was part of the design anyway. And I've not gone inside this one, but again, you know, you can do your sheet to go inside if you wish. You could stamp part of the flower inside or some of the accents just to link it together. But I just absolutely adore working with these. I think they're stunning. You can see that inspiration from the packaging there, and that was my version.
You're not the only one that loves these. You Expressions by Candy says, these were so much fun to work with. I created an 8x10 picture of these and framed them.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely, we're loving that. Right,
Yeah?
a few more comments, but first we're going to do vote, because Dean's sitting in my ear going, vote, vote. I think that's his way of saying, Corrine, don't forget, we need to do the vote next. He's learned, because sometimes he can talk to me, but I'm talking to you, so I'm not listening to him. Because I don't know about you, it's like having your husband talking in the background. It becomes white noise. Yes, selective hearing, white noise. There you go.
My days.
Right, okay, how many have we got, Jan?
We've got 3 that we've done in this show because we had a lot of deals to get through as well, didn't we? So,
Oh, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. Ooh,
so number
good
1
job I don't vote.
was those beautiful bold butterflies, and just one way of using them, remembering that they do come with the metal die if you want to cut them out as toppers. So bold butterflies from our Sheena there. Number 1, in conjunction with those beautiful Violet Studio water-based pens. Number 2 was the Cheers for You, for all the whiskey drinkers out there. Okay, cheers. So that was number 2. And then number 3, we've just used those gorgeous floral collage stamps to create that sunflower there.
Oh,
so 1, 2 or 3.
Really, really tough one there. I don't know. I'm not going to do. Right, I've got some comments, but apparently Dean's got some photos to share with me. So, right. Oh, I don't think that was one of the photos. No. Right. Oh, look, Candy. She sent us some pictures that she's made. Oh, these are ones in the frames. Looks like it, doesn't it?
They look gorgeous, don't they? They make beautiful gifts,
Expressions
wouldn't
by
they?
Candy. There we go. Aren't these absolutely?
Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
Candy, they're amazing. I might have to pinch that idea.
That one.
Love them.
Wow, absolutely beautiful. There we go. I hope you like those for inspiration. Those have absolutely blown me away. Those are gorgeous. And Donna Yam says, she loves this card, love the twine. I have this collection. I'll pull it out this afternoon. We'll have a look at those pictures that Candice just sent through. There we go. Trish Listell says, what a clever idea, Jan. Thanks for that tip. Rosalind Russell says, where's the time gone? I know, totally agree. Jean F says, Jan, this is a wonderful card. Lillian Kwok says, hello, Corrine and Jan. Carol D, she says, dropping by to say hi to all the crafters I know and love. Great combo, Jan and Corrine. Can't wait to play catch-up on watching later today. Off to get my hair coloured today. Situation desperate. There we go. I've just realised we've not had any comments off Gaz. I wonder if he's at work today. Sometimes we get, oh, Gaz, if you're in, hi, Gaz. If not, I hope you're going all right. Okay, quickly, want to show you, because we've only got 2 minutes. Oh, have I got a winner? Have I got a winner? No, not yet, not yet. Quickly, going to show you, we mentioned these earlier, the illustrated embossing folders. If you love these, go back and have a look at Jan's demo from earlier. It'll blow your mind. You've got the garden roses. Absolutely beautiful. You've got the flourishing foliage. These have been designed so you can colour them after you've embossed them. You've got the charming hellebores, delightful butterflies, pretty peonies, isn't that gorgeous? And also the beautiful hydrangea as well. So if you want those today, all 6 of those, £22 or $32. If you're platinum, that's going to drop down to £17.60 or $25.60. But what I was saying is, you see, this is our lily. I recognise the colouring. You can colour them once you've done the embossing. As I said earlier, it's like having bumper bars on. Another one of our lilies. She does love the colouring. Come on, we haven't got a winner just yet. We shall do that. Anyway, just to remind you, don't forget, every order today, you're going to get our free pack of a sampler pack of your Spectrum Noir pens, and you're going to get those. And we're going to have to tell, oh, number 2, very, very close, but apparently number 2. There you go. Please come back and join us. We are going to be back at 6 p.m, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we will see you then for the last of our November Reloaded.